Good morning. We're going to begin lesson 1 in math, unit number 3. And the objective for today, as we've noted already, investigate and use the formulas for area and perimeter of rectangles. So in lesson 1, concept development is where I want to start this video. Please make sure that you're taking careful notes. Use the grid paper or chart paper if you'd like. Otherwise, you can just kind of draw it following along with me. First, we're going to draw a rectangle that's 4 units wide and 7 units long. So we're going to take, and it doesn't matter how you orient it. I always consider this length like that, just in my own mind. And then we can use the lines of our paper to make it 4 by 7. So obviously this rectangle is going to be a little longer than it is wide. And we label it, okay? And we're defining this just simply by units. So this will be 4 units and 7 units. All right? Now, notice also that the opposite sides are the same. So this side is 4, this side is 4. This side is 7, this side is 7. That's always true with rectangles and squares, as a matter of fact, or any regular shape. The opposite sides are the same. All right, so if we take our pencil or pen, put it in a corner, and we trace this line all the way around, that perimeter, or that distance, is called the perimeter. So perimeter, please make sure you write this down, equals outside distance around. Okay? Tracing the perimeter again, counting this time. So we have 7 plus 4, which is 11, plus 7 is 18, plus 4 is 22. So perimeter for this figure equals 7 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4, which equals 22 units. Now, there is a quicker way to do this. We can add the, we can combine and multiply. So if we take a look at length times width, 7 times 4, or I'm sorry, 7 plus 4, length plus width, so 7 plus 4, and then we times that by 2. Perimeter also equals that. So we do what's inside parentheses first, so we have 2 times 11, which equals 22. Now, if we were to take and count every single square in here, if we were to make them even squares, and like painting the inside of this, we're going to get the area. So area equals inside covered. So to get area equals length times width. So area equals 7 times 4, which equals 28. And in this case, we put square SQ units, or units squared. We write that little tiny 2 up like that. Excuse me. All right, so now let's take a look at a second problem using the formula 2 times length plus width to solve for the perimeter, and then we'll solve for an unknown side. So let's look at it. We'll say this is problem 1, and this is problem 2. Please make sure that your notes are neat and organized so that you can look back at these for help as we go forward. So this one is going to be 3 units wide. So I'm going to just take it down 3, and it's going to be 9 units long. So this one's a little bit more narrow and longer. And we'll label it 3 units and 9 units. Alright, so we can add each side. And what did we say opposite sides are? Good, they're the same. So this is 3 units and this is 9 units. So we can say perimeter equals 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3. Or we could say perimeter equals 9 plus 3 times 2. Right? Either way, it's going to be 24 units. So you can do it either way. 2 ways to solve. You just add all the way around, or you can just take 2 of them and then times it by 2. All right, now area equals length times width. So area equals 9 times 3, which equals 27 units squared. So we look at this, and 9 and 3, which is 12, it equals half of the perimeter. So we have this half, and then we have this half. If you were to break it kind of into a triangle, I guess, if you will, you can look at it that way. And we're adding those 2 together. So we have 24 units for perimeter. And then we also have 27 units squared for area. Now, I want to look at formulas for perimeter. Okay, so we have P equals side plus side plus side plus side. So you add all 4 sides. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Or length plus width plus length plus width. Or we can also say perimeter equals, we have 2 of these, right? So we have 2 times length plus width. The other way we can do this, and I don't want to confuse you here, but these are 3 different ways that we can do perimeter and get the same answer regardless. You can take 2 times the length, okay? So 2 times the length, and then add that to 2 times the width. Okay, so any of these 3 formulas for perimeter will give you the correct answer when you're looking for perimeter. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and take another look here at another rectangle. I'm going to turn the page here. So for problem number 3, we're going to look at one that is 5 by 6. So this one is pretty close to a square. Square has to be the same all the way around. Okay, well, let's label this 5 units, 6 units. So this side is 5 units and this side is 6 units. So perimeter equals, we can add these all up, or let's just say 2 times 6 plus 5. So that equals 2 times 11, which equals 22 units. All right, let's take a look at another one here, just for fun. So let's say we have this, and we're going to label this 4 units. And then let's just say, for fun, that we don't know this, but we do know perimeter equals 22. So what would this other side have to be? We know this is 4. What would the other side have to be? So we have perimeter equals 2 times x plus 4, right? So we have 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 22 minus 8 is 14. So these two together is 14. So what is half? 14 divided by 2. What times 2 is 14? 7. So x equals 7 units. And then we can check that with our formula. 2 perimeter equals 2 times 7 plus 4 equals 2 times 11 equals 22 units. Okay? And then area equals 7 times 4. Length times width. and that's 28 square units. All right, so we discussed the formula for finding perimeter of a rectangle. We also discovered a formula for finding the area, length and W, or L for length and W for width. We write the formula, like I showed you, A equals area equals length times width. Make that an L, not a 1. So length times width. And then we'll be able to actually solve for an unknown side if we take a look at, let's just take a look at at one example here. So here's area equals length times width. And if we just have a figure here that has 50 units squared as its area, and we know one side is 10, what does the other side have to be? Well, 50 divided by 10 equals 5. So x equals 5. Right? If we have another one here that we know this is 8 and this is 32 units squared, that's area. Well, 32 divided by, 32 divided by 8 equals 4. So our other side would be 4. And see, 8 times 4 equals 32. All right. Now, if a rectangle has an area of 24 square units, what whole numbers could be the length and width of the rectangle? So let's think about this. What are the factors of 24? What times what equals 24? So we have 24 times 1. So we could have a rectangle that's 24 by 1. We have 12 times 2, 8 times 3, 6 times 4. So any rectangle that is those shapes could equal 24. All right, so there's our concept development. Review your notes a little bit, and then we'll come back and finish the problem set, working with partners, and then we will work on our exit ticket. Thank you.